Hello, Chris Curran here at Fractal Recording, and the question for this video is, what do I need to prepare before I launch my podcast? First off, I would say you have to identify your purpose of having a podcast show. I mean, that sounds very simple, but it's critical because you want to know why you're doing the show so that when you actually do it, you know you're accomplishing your purpose. So if it's for business and you want to attract new prospects and clients, that's your purpose. If it's for fun, if it's just to hang around with some friends and talk about your favorite TV shows or your sports teams or your hobbies, that's your purpose, just to have fun, no problem. So after you have your purpose, then you just need to pick a name and a name for the show and come up with a little graphic for the show, like a little logo, because when you post it online, you're going to need some graphic for the show. And you also have to think about what kind of show you want to do. Is it an interview show? Do you want to interview other people? Or do you just want to present things like a monologue or a lecture? Or, you know, what kind of show do you want to have? Do you want to take phone calls? There's many possible formats of a show, and you can intertwine as many as you like. Then you kind of have to figure out where you're going to post it online and how you're going to have your podcast. And that's a whole nother, I'm not going to answer all those questions in this video. But there's different directories you can put your podcast into, like iTunes and Stitcher. You know, there's different ways you can post using WordPress. You can post your podcast with a plugin called PowerPress, which is very handy. And I just want to look at some of the things you need, by the way, to list your podcast in iTunes, for instance, because iTunes is by far the largest and most important podcast directory on earth. So to register your podcast in iTunes is pretty much, you know, necessary, required, because that's where most people are going to find your podcast. So to register your podcast in iTunes, you're going to have to give them the name of the show, a subtitle for the show, a summary of the show in text, some search words, and you're going to have to choose a category in iTunes. There's a link. I've actually written a blog post about this, about how to register it in iTunes on the fractalrecording.com website. And like I said, a little small image you're going to have to give iTunes. Right now, that's should be 1,400 by 1,400 pixels, your podcast logo or artwork. And another thing, by the way, you might want to think about is some theme music for the show. So maybe you want to play some music on the intro or music at the end when the show's finishing. That's another thing you'll have to prepare. So this was just a quick overview of things to prepare before you start. You know, it's pretty easy stuff, but it's good to know them all. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. You can find all my information at the Fractal Recording website. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Take care.